Hey, you got a minute? You know, they're gonna make a serial about our adventures one day. I've been trying to think of a good title for this episode. I like the sound of The Skip Job. No, wait, I got it. Hope in Dark Times. Get it? Hope? Like the ship. That's what folks in the business call wordplay. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Thrilling tales of the unreliable. Or maybe spine-chilling stories from the edge of the system. Was also considering I'm partial. Yeah, we got a job to do. We're hijacking a lost colony ship and stealing the hope from the board, skipping it across. Enough to boost my pay? I'm sure you've got plans to make. As for me, I gotta keep...
Hey, you. Looking for something? Where do you think you're going? Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit. That you, then?
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but yeah, I'm Felix.
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Harlow, huh? All right, go on through. Got my sights on you.
Nothing to do but stand around and watch the stars go by.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man?
Your captain has a sense of humor, Felix. Good. There's a time and place for humor. So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
He kicks things what need kicking, and we look the other way when he starts talking anti-corporate. It's a good arrangement.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him. Everyone in my crew proves their loyalty. No exceptions. Not even Felix. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely. Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the Groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
We get rid of this traitor for you and I'm in? I mean, assuming I want it.
We're building a new world together, Felix. You'll want in. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token. Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue over anything and you'd never back down.
What do you mean, had? And for the record, you never could admit when you lost an argument.
You see what I had to deal with? Let's hear it. A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. I've spent my life preparing for the day of Halcyon's reckoning. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation. A base of operations, loyal soldiers, freedom from the board's oversight. Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation from now, eventually, the board will fall to pieces. Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to Halcyon, we will be ready. The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's almost as if the board's sphere of influence is shrinking. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the board tries to lay siege to us, we'll make them pay.
Nothing to do but stand around and watch the stars go by. Been ages since we had a good haul. No freighters, no jobs, no contracts in weeks. Standing around.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship. Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain. Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship. Destination reached. Scylla.
Got it.
Just getting started.
Looks like some sort of habitation.
Processing.
Oh, that's the last of him.
work.
Salutations. This unit's primary function is excavator. Owner, Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Other functions include dialogue, limited, current active commands, excavation. That is all? Negative. The presence or absence of human operators does not impact this unit's assigned directive. This unit achieves perfection by fulfilling its directive.
This unit sounds like my old foreman.
You know, it's a crying shame that auto mechanicals can't get drunk. Or laid. This thing needs both.
This unit has now exhausted its available library of opinions about excavation. This unit is removing rock matter in search of minerals, metals, and other forms of matter designated. Brevity identified. Affirmative. This unit could discuss Thank you for your consumer loyalty, Junior Excavator. This unit will... Greetings, Junior Excavator.
I hear you're into Graham's philosophist hogwash, Felix.
Yeah, if by philosophist hogwash you mean the virtues of enlightened anarchy.
Organization separates us from the animals. You ever seen a rat play plumbing? You see rats running around building roads? Maybe the folks we have at the top ain't exactly leadership. But if we tore the whole thing down, I recognize this. Dead set on screwing this place up, too.
Wonder what it'd take to knock this over.
That queen ain't gonna go down easy. I can't wait. What's up? Outstanding. These ought to be enough. Let's get back to Monarch. There's an old base I used to call home. I can get us in the door, but we'll have to shoot our way through the Queen's brood to get to the center. We'll set the bait there. Password to the door is Charon. Hayes' idea. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, Nyoka. Charon. He said it was some old myth. Something about... Rest of us just thought it sounded cool. It's an old cave system we tried to turn into an encampment. Fucking... Felix, I overheard you listening to Tossball. You a fan?
Am I a fan, she asks. I've been a fan since the Rangers won the Tripicale Crown.
Right. Explain something to me. What the hell is the point of the six-back?
Oh, it's easy. See, the six-back protects the fourth back from the eighth back. You want to think of the six-back as your 12th line of defense, yeah? Unless, and this is important,
Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved me the trouble.
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, increased sweat production. Subject appears to be terrified.
I'm not terrified, you bucket of bolts. That's victory sweat. The one and only. Wait, who's asking? Wanda didn't send you, did she? I swear, land on Groundbreaker even a moment tardy, and that busybody's already been up your ass an hour. You tell her these automechs are coming, and sending a hired stooge to rescue me from certain peril only furthers my delay. No offense. Meds, I'm guessing. Pirates love bits, and unlabeled meds are worth a bundle. Supposed to be for the Groundbreaker, but getting shot tends to hinder one's delivery plans. Well, I've got some repairs to do. Then, to the Groundbreaker. Better late than never, I say. Unless you're very late. Then you might consider default.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs. The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark. Good luck, Captain.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Fudge, a soft sour candy shell aroma.
If there's no one to pay the hitman, then I'm pretty much in the clear. You sure saved my skin, stranger. All debts between me and Ellie are cleared.
Hello. Junlei called up from engineering. Said I should let... Now is there some... Take care.
Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my... I can't thank you enough. Keep hanging around and I'll... What can I... You have yourself... It get cooler in here? I swear they had the heat.
This is Halcyon.
You mind trying to have a moment here? Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. You're working for the adjutant? I had no idea. I'm not looking to get hauled off to Tartarus. Rufus and his band of merry gun hands are hiding out in Emerald Vale. I swear, that's all I know. Please, just make it quick. That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw... Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and... Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the groundbreak. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to... I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed? Talk to your local manager about applying for military training and lend your life to protecting our wonderful brands and products. Military service does not guarantee full employment.
flights, tax breaks, military...
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're... sharing a drink upstairs. We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
can we talk?
So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit? There's a sobering thought. Hear, hear. I think this whole plan's insane. But, speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon pictures. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we... You're too Well, when... Anything else? Something about this Harlow guy isn't on the up and up. Felix would trust the Sentry Automech if you painted an anti-corporate slogan on it. The way Harlow is leaning on his revolutionary bona fides, not to mention his knowing Felix back in the day, something about it feels off. Good.
Always imagine Fiber with me.
This looks like the place. You ready to get my money or what?
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room. And you'd, theoretically, add the benefit. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. Of course she is.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully,
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and...
That's gotta be the nicest thing.
I'm forbidden from accepting bribes, no matter... The employee handbook doesn't say anything. I'll need the name of the new benefit. If you... The payouts will flow exclusively into... I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
You really did it. I've never been prouder to stand back. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe as line holders or warm bodies? Oh, sure. You've got to wait in line for just about anything in Byzantium. As for warm bodies, some companies like to keep extra workers on site to look more... Oh no! There's lots of paper shuffling and pen clicking that goes on. The really good ones know how to leave sticky notes in just the right places. See, this is why I had to get out of Byzantium. Not sure... You talk like someone who likes lists. Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here? Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee. Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the... I always thought it meant we get used to the smell, but you... Well, I've got a few years of experience that would suggest... Still, maybe you've got a point. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look up. Yeah, don't make too much of this, okay?
Whew. Here we go. I haven't set foot in here. Well, this is the spot. You know, I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here, somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt... We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. They stuck around after our contract. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors, who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. More like attached at the hip to her older sister. She had a head for numbers. Helped us trade hides for food and materials. Negotiated contracts. Turned out to be mighty... Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca... Me too, Captain. But, now let's get to shooting before I get all... Watch out! I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain, thank you. You mind if we rest a spell before we head out? I'd like to bury Opal. You know, I'd been assuming this entire stay on your ship thing is... That said, you ain't been eaten or shot to death yet. Says a lot about the stability of your future. So how's about this? You keep letting me stay on that ship of yours, and I'll keep... Outstanding.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge? We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense.
Come out her
Incoming!
Score one for Felix.
Ready for this.
I don't know who you are or why you're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying. How do I know that I can trust you? Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education. Take it you've made up your mind. You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth,